Is it a great place here? I think, first of all, I'd like to thank our IADD staff for organizing this fantastic evening and this whole meeting that we had to celebrate our 50th anniversary for the IADD. Thanks, Rick. Like Jeremy mentioned before, this is my first and only annual meeting in person in my 3-year term, so it's a very special evening for myself, and I know for some other people who are here as well. So first, we're here today because a group of industry professionals from companies, often competitors, decided to put their differences aside to create an association for the benefit of all. They have the foresight to know that helping others would in turn be helping themselves. Our activities programming that we had today benefits all of us. However, I doubt that even then they would have known that the association's founders could have imagined what the industry would become 50 years later. So first, to begin, I'd like to thank our sponsors for the evening. First, we have Conway Machine, who generously sponsored our photo booth, which hopefully that many of you will be able to take advantage of a little bit later, as well as some of the gifts that are on the table and that we had earlier today. The reception earlier was sponsored by Face Punches and Penta Box. And the DJ of the evening was sponsored by Central Dye Supplies. All right. So before I continue, I would like to take a note of particular people that are here in attendance today. I mean, really, I'd like to really thank each and every one of you. Everybody here is a great supporter of the IADD, but it'd be here for a long time for to holiday each and every one of you. But in particular, I'd like to mention we have several past presidents who are in attendance with today. John Larson. From Diana Supply, Donald Griffin, and staff at Cutting House, Andrew Carey from Arden Software, Joe Atkinson from ADCO. You know, Joe's the one who got me here in the IADD in the first place. He called me up. I still remember. I was in our bookkeeper's office when I took the call. It was Paige, and you called me and you said, "Are you willing to serve the association?" And how could I say no? Nobody can say no to Joe, right? We love you, Joe. Eddie Mucci Jr. from the National and Clint Medlock, also from Cutting. We also have several past award winners who are in attendance with us today. First, Natalie Taylor from Pace Punches. Craig Pepper from Pace Punches. This thing is celebrated Joe McDowell from Converting Solutions Group. Rick Ruck from Serviform America. And also from IADD staff, Cindy Krause. And I would also like to mention a couple of long-time supporters of the IADD who've been attending me from a long time ago. I don't think Jeremy mentioned Beverly Martin from Van Supply. like I was 6 years old. I had hair. I probably did too. Alright. So to continue, too many papers. They have nothing left here. So now we're gonna continue. Of course, I'd like to say a very big thank you to my fellow board members. As I said at the end of our board meeting yesterday, it was been a great honor for me to serve with each and every one of you. Most of you who are in attendance, there's a few who unfortunately could not make it, but we have some and certificates to be able to mention. I'd like to ask if Jay Holliday, our IADD CEO, could give me a hand. All right. It'll be a little bit easier if I go down here. I had a little bit of practice this afternoon, I think. Although public speaking isn't my 100% forte, so all right. So first we'll start off here with a certificate of appreciation. So we'll start off with my fellow Canadian who's in attendance this evening, Derek Ames. So Derek serves as the director for the Catalan chapter, Lake Michigan, and the Twin Cities chapter. So thank you for your service for years 2022 to 2021, 2020 to 2021. Thank you. Oh, l'italiano che sta qui. Hey, Giacomo Farnè, who serves as our director of membership recruitment and served for 2018 to 2021. Next we have David Bialago. Who serves as our Director of Sales and Marketing for the years 2019 to 2022. Mike Daly, can you come up here? Who serves as our Director of Education. Mike, who serves as our policy on our weekly basis. Thank you. Yeah, continue. Greg Faddis, who serves as our director for the CD6 and Rocky Mountain chapters for the years 2019 to 2022. Thank you. We also took over from his predecessor, Ryan, is here as well.
Thank you, Christine.
Barwin Van Beest, who serves as our VP of Membership for the years 2019 to 2021. Maybe it took you like 4 or 5 steps to make it all the way here. We have Rick Ruck, who serves as our VP for Technical Services. Rick does a really good job. He has to help the staff to put together our monthly Cutting Edge magazine, which is a very important part of the association, so thank you, Rick. Brent Stevens serves as our Vice President of Sales and Marketing. Natalie Taylor. She's our VP of Chapters 2020-2022. Thank you, Natalie. And Darryl Griffin, who oversees the money bags. Secretary Treasurer for 2019-2022. Thank you. Next, we have a special one. It's particularly heavy. Well, this one here is a certificate of appreciation in honor of our immediate past president, Sean Larson. For the years 2019-2021. My immediate predecessor. So, your commitment to volunteer, appreciation and growth, dedication to education, steadfast from the saddle leadership, and Minnesotan pauses kept our association focused and prepared for the future. We appreciate your strategic leadership. Thank you. Okay. All right. So next, we have I said last night, and I'll keep saying this, my greatest honor and privilege is to be able to hand out awards as president to recognize volunteers who give of their free time and of their expertise and efforts to be able to serve the association. One award in particular is very special, is the Presidential Award, which there's no, usually for every award there's a specific reason or anything. Presidential Award is whoever the president wants. So, and it's a great opportunity for me, and luckily for serving an extra third year, I have the opportunity to hand out extra awards, and I think I've probably gone a little bit beyond that a little bit. Just a little bit of a background. When I was in high school, that's when I met and my two best friends, who are twins. So, to make a long story short, when it came time to get married with my lovely bride, Rosa, I had to choose the best man, and I couldn't choose between the two, so I said, I'm gonna have two, right? So two best men. Anyway, so this year I was thinking, well, there are very, very many people who are very worthy of being awarded. Anyway, I had two people in mind, and I didn't want to have to choose between the two. So, I'll be handing out two President's Awards this evening. So, if you're not happy with it, too bad.
We're very happy.
Okay. So first of all is the first President's Award is a gentleman who received a certificate a little bit earlier before, is our VP of Membership, Maureen Van Beest. Yes, sir. No, this is sure. Even if I want to give it back, then they're not going to take it back.
We'll get them later. Okay, we'll get them.
Okay. And the next one is the reason why I couldn't choose is because they're although one of them is is a vice president, the other one is a director. I see them almost like a dynamic duo. They're both in membership. So our director of membership recruitment, Giacomo Farne. I almost see them like religious connotation, but almost like John the Baptist, who's prophetizing out in the wilderness. Is anybody listening? Yes, they're listening. We know that there's a lot of opportunity out there, but it's not easy for our membership team to recruit internationally. So if you can just let me, I'll think here so I can read what it says from here. So the presidential board, that the International Association of Die Cutting Making proudly recognizes Bauroin and Giacomo for their exceptional service to the association, its members, and our industry. Throughout their years of dedicated committee and board service, they demonstrate professionalism, reliability, and excellent cooperation that have proven them to be effective leaders. Their efforts to promote and communicate the association's mission in places where it is less known and traditionally have had less visibility have helped the IADD progress, especially during the difficult themselves, their companies, and the association. I had the same thing when I was honored by Darwin's president board. I was not prepared.
No, we're not prepared either. So I try in my best Italian. Signor Giacomo. Thank you so much. I didn't expect it, you.
Not at all.
I think you did, but you didn't tell me, you know. So now I think it's a surprise for both of us. And, you know, we do our best. And it's always at the meetings where we see the growth of the IADD is more international, I think. You know, we're privileged because of our companies to travel parts of the world. And, you know, we always like our best to encourage people to get member of the IADD. And we will continue to doing that. We just said maybe we're going to travel together sometime in the Middle East or somewhere. So, who knows? Thank you very much, everybody. Again, we didn't expect this. It's a great honor. They just spelled my name. I see it's a T instead of a T. I'm just kidding. No, it's okay. You know, it was a privilege. And many people said it before. You also did a hell of a job. You know, everything on Zoom and things like that, and sitting here for 4 or 5 hours behind your desk, and you know, I think we also have to thank you very much what you did for the association. Yes. And we keep on doing our best. Yes. At least I do. I don't know about Jacob.
Okay, next we also have a very special certificate of appreciation and also a little bit of a ceremony. So this certificate of appreciation is for Jennifer Thoreau, who served as our president-elect from 2019 to 2022. says your creative leadership and dedication during challenging times has strengthened our industry relevance and positioned us for a very bright future. Oh, I'm just going to leave it here. I have a few more things to give you. Yeah. Sorry? No. I'll be brief. Okay. So as you know, as president-elect, or as of tomorrow, I'll be unemployed. And Jennifer will be taking over as incoming president of the IADD, and we're so lucky to have her. She's a fantastic woman, and I know that she's gonna do a fantastic job as our president. She's gonna help to lead the association. She's gonna help us move. We're gonna be bringing back Odyssey next year. Hopefully everybody will be there. There's a lot going on. We do have some challenges, but we're all here to help support you. But we believe in you, and we know that you can do it. And you're going to do a fantastic job. So, so I'll put the microphone down. I have the IADD President's pin, which I wore for the one and only time today. Got it 3 years ago from Sean.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all of the kind words, all of the support that you've given me through the years and helping me get here. A special thank you to Gino. I don't think anybody could have handled the past 3 years like Gino handled them. So he's gotten us through some tough times, and the First Lady Rosa has been by his side. And it's just, honestly, it's been a weird 3 years. It's been tough, it's been challenging, and we've got challenging times ahead. But we'll do this. We'll get through it together. It truly is an honor to finally make it up here. I avoided this position, whether you wouldn't believe. I tried my hardest, but eventually I grew into it, and I'm glad that I did. I started in this industry about 20 years ago. I started at American Dye Supplies with not knowing what I'm talking about. So like, IADD was it. I started at the South Chapter at my first meeting, met the lovely Daryl Griffin, who immediately drew me into the association further and eventually quickly talked me into being a volunteer for the South Chapter. After that, I started going to more meetings and then eventually, under Bob Penderjohn's guidance, got very involved in the membership committee. That was kind of like the lifeline for me. It was a natural fit. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy recruiting people, but I also enjoy the retention of it. I helped divide that membership committee into two, which was very well presented tonight with Bodavani and Giacomo, so congratulations. But I love that. I think the membership and volunteers are incredibly important. It's the lifeline of the association. So this is what we have to focus on. I want to thank National. I want to thank Eddie, Dave, Beth Ann, and all the supporters at National. You guys are an inspiration. I've got Rick and Greg, who just drive me to continue doing what I'm doing. The past presidents, I've got Gino, Sean, and Jeremy, You guys inspire me every day to keep doing what I do. There are so many more, but like Gino says, I don't have time to sit here and thank each and every one of you. The ladies at the office, Jenny, Cindy, Katie, you guys are great. The vision, like I said, what I envision for my presidency is the focus that every president wants. I want success for this association. That comes with the membership, that comes with the volunteers. We've got to figure out how to get with the times of now and the challenges of what these 3 years have done to us. And the time's gone by quickly, but it's also been incredibly slow. We have to figure out how to keep relevant and just keep doing what we're doing. There's a lot of work to be done. It's going to be challenging, but there's no other group I would rather face those challenges than with all of you. So I truly do appreciate the support. I don't know if she's forgotten, but I want to congratulate Rosa because she's going to be doing her second term as First Lady. You are honorary, you're sticking with it. So that's all I've got. I really, really appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I thank you. I'd also like to present Gino with his certificate of appreciation. The International Association of Die Cutting and Die Making gratefully recognizes the extensive contributions of Gino Gualtieri as president for the years 2019 to 2022. Your willingness to guide us through some of our toughest challenges during a global pandemic has led to necessary changes in a more vital and valuable association. We appreciate your steadfast leadership. Thank you. So I don't truly stab Gino. But hopefully you get to wear this one more than once.
For sure.
Does that mean I get to stab him?
Yes, it does.
Please do.
Just don't hit a plumber.
I say a very big thank you to my fellow board members. It's really been an honor to be serving with you on the board, and I have great support. It's each and every one of you is really going to hold a special place in my heart, really. Who are serving on the board, who also served in the past while I was president, and whether you're here now or there's a couple who were not able to make it this evening, thank you very much. I'd also like to thank very much my fellow colleagues at Central Die for my Montreal and Toronto offices. In particular, my brother Carlo and his wife Anita, who are here as well. I'd like to thank our entire staff for their support. So while I was doing IADD work, while sometimes shunning them, and I want to thank for their support. In particular, also at Central, I'd like to say thank you to Angelo Polozzi, who was supposed to be here tonight, but due to some unforeseen circumstances, was not able to, and he really served as my first IADD mentor. He was the Canon chapter's secretary-treasurer for many years, and I learned a lot from him for the IADD. I'd also like to say a very big thank you to the IADD staff. They do a fantastic job of supporting. They supported me greatly, and they support everybody. Leanne Shimon, Cassie Mills, Sarah Bessie, and Katie Sweeney. Thank you. And then also a very special and particular thank you to former CEO Cindy Krause she was CEO for the almost exactly the first half of my term, a year and a half. And Jenny Holiday, who serves as CEO now, and for the second half. So I had among the unique things of my presidency, I had the good fortune to be able to serve with both of you as CEO, and it was a great honor to be able to serve with both of you. I learned a lot from both of you, and you helped me look good, well, at least not bad. And then I'd like to finish off by saying a very big thank you to my beautiful wife, Rosa, and also my two daughters who are at home. In particular, Rosa, thank you so much for your support. I've put a lot of time towards IADD, volunteering and stuff, either during business hours that caused me to have to work after, or IADD stuff on personal time, and I appreciate you and I love you. I've been pretty well right these past 3 years, and I love the unique, I've had the unique situation of being the only 3-year term president. While it's unique, I don't know that other people would want it to be reproduced to try to beat my record. It started off 3 years ago when Sean passed over the presidency over me at the finish of our New Orleans meeting, and it was our last annual meeting in person. That was a great meeting, and it's so great to be able to have all of you in person again today. And it's just been we've had some challenges, but I think we're on the better side of it right now. So, all right. With that said, we'll move on to the main event of the evening. We're giving out oh my God! What the hell? I know he likes to make a big entrance, but oh my God!
No, stand or not stand. Give him a stand somebody.
I know. What do I do now? I'm a terrible joke teller. I cannot lose this honor. Maybe a best slideshow. I hope nothing bad happened that he has to step out. He's just bored with my speech, that's fine. Typical. Oh my God. The Emperor has gained entrance. I think Greg wanted to wait out my presidency and have Jennifer give him the award instead.
Great presentation, Greg. Sorry you missed it.
Okay. Well, I can still sit down. I'd like to say a few nice things. Not there yet.
Hear about myself.
Maybe the others do. Maybe they don't.
I thought it was a presentation day too.
All right.
Seven-year-old bladders.
I know my speech was boring, but it's really. All right. All right, let's get this over with, right? I'll try to be brief because, like Joe said, Greg won't. Okay. When you're up here, make sure you say hello to the people that are online too. Okay. So, the moment we've all been waiting for, the Lifetime Achievement Award. The Lifetime Achievement Award is the IADD's most prestigious and valued award. The official description states that it's meant to recognize an individual's significant and enduring contributions to the die-cutting converting industry. A recipient must have made outstanding and ongoing accomplishments to the industry and to the IADD over a lengthy period of time in their professional lives. They are recognized as an exceptional industry member who has advanced the welfare of the industry, openly shared valuable experience with other industry members, contributed significantly and consistently to the advancement or recognition of the industry through service to the IADD, and have been a frequent contributor or organizer for presentations, workshops, publications, or related events geared to helping other industry members achieve business success. It is only given sporadically to ensure that recipients meet the criteria and are truly deserving. So Greg Zimmer started his professional career at Zimmer Printing Equipment and Supply and Zimmer Manufacturing, companies ran by his father and uncle. Greg started at the bottom, sweeping floors, counting stock, loading shelves, etc. Before he started working full-time though, he graduated from the Rochester Institute of Technology with a degree in graphic arts in 1967. There he was the captain of both the baseball and basketball teams. Back in the family business, Greg's long career in our industry was molded in the company's steel wool division. So they sold off the other part of their company to focus solely on that part of manufacturing, cutting, creasing, perforating, and specialty rules. After working in various tasks and areas in the company to learn all that he could, he settled into sales and marketing to help the company grow. Greg is a person who is extremely competitive for all that is good and bad. Good in that he is always pushing himself to do better and to achieve more, but bad in that he is also very hard on himself when things don't go 100% to expectation or plan. He had high standards to live up to in his family, with his uncle Conrad also being a Lifetime Achievement Award recipient back in 1980. I've known Greg for many years, but people who know him even better than me were the ones who made award submissions on his behalf. He had multiple submissions for the award. At 77 years old, Greg has been serving the industry for 58 years. That is longer than the IADD has even been around. He's always ready to tackle a problem or pounce on an opportunity, helping the customer or the company with their problems. His numerous inventions and patents, such as, but not limited to, no-notch curving rule, micro-nick, the use of micro-perfs to cold crease plastics, often replacing RF creasing, micro-track crease, dual score crease, and QC100 for foam die cutting, 100 TPI perf, etc. One of the nomination submitters even said that just for his invention of no-notch curving rule alone, for the way that it allowed for the revolution of rotary curved rule automated bending, that invention alone would qualify him for the award. It was released to the industry way ahead of its time. Despite his not so spry age category, he has the energy of most people who are half that. Greg has provided numerous articles for the Cutting Edge magazine, as well as technical presentations. His innovations in creasing plastics and perforating difficult web-fed converted materials such as Tyvek have revolutionized the converting process for these materials. Greg has been an IADD patron member for 35 years, served as a board member for approximately 10 years. As membership chair from 2007 to 2009, with membership dropping during the financial crisis of the Great Recession, Greg's efforts reversed that trend. He went through the president-elect president in the immediate past president 6-year cycle from 2007 to 2013. Presidential Award winner in 2012 also. And then he was the chairman of the awards committee for about a decade, from 2008 to 2018. So based on what I've heard from many people, a phrase which I think best describes Greg, taken from another submission, is that Greg is not a follower and he never takes the status quo stance, wants to improve and to solve problems. Beyond his professional contributions, he also has a kind heart. One example of this is that his personal development and participation in a charity called the Mankind Project. It lasted over 11 years, and his focus was the mentorship of underprivileged boys and young men, with regular gatherings around different activities or meeting people of different backgrounds to help broaden their outlooks. So before I end, I would be remiss to neglect to say that most of you, not all of you, would know that Greg was famous for his writing skills and poetry. Some would even say that he was the bard of the IADD. These poems were known as Zimmerigs. Well, I've written a poem of my own. It's not, I can't call it a Zimmerig because I'm not Zimmer, but maybe a Jinnerick or whatever, okay? So bear with me, I won't live up to your skills, but anyway, you stuck with my poem here. Okay. There once was a man named Zimmer. If you are lucky enough, you'll catch a glimmer. Well known to us all, Greg is his first name. If you play against him, you'll see that he's got game. Among the products he makes is perf. Expert on this, he didn't need to surf. A few years ago, he had surgery on a hip. He got through it so fast, it was barely a blip. His career has been longer than the IADD. I hope that it has become very clear to see that for all his achievements and all he has done, Greg is extremely deserving of this award he has won. Greg, it's a very big honor and privilege to me to give you the IADD's Lifetime Achievement Award.
So, how do I distill the 57, Gina said 58, who's counting, your career plus a little early background into a few minutes? Despite Joe McDowell probably timing me there. So, here goes shotgun style. I want to go into a little background. Firstborn child, born in Brooklyn, learned some very valuable street smarts. Loved playing stickball. I wish Angela was here. Bust my chops about that. And all other city sports. Was the youngest kid on the block who could play sports. So I learned very early about cursing and the birds and the bees. Moved to New York at age 11. Played football, baseball, basketball in high school. Went to college, as Gino said, Rochester. I was always told that I was a very self-centered, spoiled child, which to this day I find really hard to believe. But for some reason, my wife Aggie and my daughter Chelsea do not. Okay, enough early background. Gino already said that I spent a lot of time from the bottom, and that's absolutely true. When we decided to concentrate on manufacturing steel wool, I recognized that that was the right thing to do. The printing equipment and supply business was kind of going down the toilet, and I was just so thrilled to be involved in a business that had opportunities to do innovating and to have an impact on an industry that I was really proud to be a part of. As Gino said, my Uncle Conrad, who I really admired, was one of the first recipients of the Lifetime Achievement Award. I probably started in IADD about 45 years ago. Back in the day when I was young and foolish, as compared to now when I'm old and foolish, I had some wild, wonderful experiences at IADD. Please do not judge me. Remember, I was young and foolish back then. But back in the day, IADD sometimes had the, I'm looking at Derek and I remember that. It was really the International Association of Die-Hard Drinkers. I have no idea the amount of alcohol that was consumed in these meetings. There was an annual thing called boat races, which most of you were too young to remember, but it was a drinking contest at a function of, there was supposed to be an association. It was a bunch of people lined up together. They would drink a beer, as Mike is saying, stick the empty glass on their head and then pass it on to the one behind. Really mature. There was a lot of arguments. It was die makers versus suppliers. So you know which side I was on and usually lost. When a young lady named, I think, Kathy became the biggest guzzler. She was like 100 pounds, 5'2", kind of like my stepdaughter Ann. And she would guzzle a beer better than any. The Martin boys, who were these big, hulky guys, she kicked their ass. It was amazing. At one of our meetings, my friend Jeff Zager and a young man named Isaac Walter, we were coming back from, I think we were drinking, I'm not sure, but it was very late at night, and we came into a hotel courtyard where the IADD was functioning, and there was a man in handcuffs being led into a paddy wagon, and this man was our prior Man of the Year award winner. Oh, did I mention he was wearing only a green Speedo and a lot of turquoise jewelry? Somehow, Jeff and I convinced the police that he was harmless and that we, in our somewhat weakened condition, would be able to take care of him and please release him to our custody. I was freaking amazed when they let this guy go into our care. So we struggled with him into the elevator. We took him up to his room, listening to threats of police brutality, I'm gonna sue this city, I don't care what they do. And we proceeded to have to sit on him, right? Am I right, Jeff? And we finally calmed him down, and he was very grateful, but only the next day. So that was one of our experiences. Another one was in Switzerland, where an IADD trip wound up with a bus pulling into our hotel at 10:30 at night. And not surprisingly, the restaurant was closed. And my wife and a bunch of hungry IADD members said, you gotta do something, you gotta do something. I said, what am I supposed to do? And they said, well, you're a good talker. Talk the guy into opening up. So anyway, I talked into, bribed the kitchen staff for staying on. And they proceeded to give us a wonderful meal. And this one I still don't understand. We somehow commandeered the hotel's bar. Were you there, Derek? Okay. Am I right? We commandeered the hotel bar. We provided our own bartenders from CEDO. And we kept the place open from about 12 o'clock at night when we took it over till about 2 o'clock in the morning. And I must recognize CEDO because they picked up the tab. So that was the kind of stuff that went on when I was young and foolish. I served on the IADD board for several years and was often tagged, as Gina said, to do the awards committee. Of course, making it impossible for me to win any awards. See how long it took? I mean, come on. I was asked to consider to run for president, and with the support of Ed Mucci Jr., and my lovely wife Agnes, I decided to give it a shot. And as Gino said, I served from 2009 to 2015. And I devoted a major portion of my service to the critical element of membership. Very proud to say that those efforts resulted in bringing our membership to a very healthy level. I think many of you know, the older ones of you, know that in my acceptance speech to become president, I jokingly, maybe not jokingly, said that I had been president of 3 classes. I was president of my company. I was president of some club. President just wasn't going to make it for me for IADD. So I humbly suggested that you refer to me as your emperor, which you were foolish enough to somehow decide that I was worthy of that. And of course, it is amazing when a joke becomes reality. And as you know, many of you have called me the emperor, my lovely wife, the empress. Well, with this award, I'm sorry, emperor's not going to cut it anymore. I've thought a long time about this, and where do you go from emperor? So from this point on, I would like to be referred to as Your Eminence. Which of course would make my wife the eminenceress. Two of my very best memories of my presidency were the honor of presenting our Peak Award to Franco Fopa, the founder of Serviform, someone that really revolutionized our industry. Franco has since become a dear personal friend to both Maggie and myself. The other, even more phenomenal memory was that I got to award the Lifetime Achievement Award to Ed Mucci Sr., one of my favorite people ever, an industry giant, someone I will never forget. When I moved over to National, he was amazing to me. And from that moment on, I was a total admirer. Aggie became someone who, why doesn't he eat? Let me send him some pasta fagioli. Let me send him some pasta. Let me do this, let me do that. And now I'm remembering a quick story that I have to tell. And Joe, I don't care how long it speaks, so you just shut up. I decided one time when Senior was telling me how much he enjoyed pesto. And I came home and my wife said, Eddie said how much he liked pesto. And I came home and my wife said, I made a beautiful thing of pesto. And I decided that I was going to bring some to Eddie. And that was on a Friday, and he was going down the shore, and he was going to have some beautiful pasta, and he was so thrilled that he had the pesto. And that night, Friday night, or that next night, Friday night, I get a call at 11:15 at night. And it's Eddie going, hey Greg, I don't mean to bother you or anything, but what was in that sauce? And I'm thinking, he's calling me for a freaking recipe? I don't understand this. And I woke Aggie up, she was sleeping, and I said, what was in the pesto? And of course it was her usual ingredients, it was basil and garlic and oil and pine nuts. And I told him Parmesan. So I told Eddie, and I said, did you really want the recipe? And he goes, no, my son is suffering from some type of allergic. I said, thanks, Aggie. About my career. Simply put, after that period of stocking shelves and sweeping floors, I became to really, really love my job. I love to create. My job has always allowed and often required me to use some of that creativity. I love to write, so I've gotten to do advertising, marketing, announcements, catalogs, websites, Let me stop there and say, I just realized, you make that possible, Eddie, by allowing me to do all these crazy things. And I really appreciate that. I love inventing, and my job has allowed me to do that. I've invented, as Gino said, I've invented several rules, a few of which were patented, several of which are still in global use today. I love representing a company like National, and I love to travel, as my wife does. From that combination, I have cultivated business friends from all over the world. People like Giacomo, people like Franco Fopa. I have thought about retiring for about 5 minutes. But I know how much I love what I do and how I would miss what I do. That, plus Aggie said, my being home for lunch every day would be a deal breaker. There have been many people in my life who have supported and encouraged me throughout my life and career. My father showed me the value of hard work and dedication, made sure that nothing came that easy to me. He really did start me at the bottom. My wife Aggie have obviously always supported both my work and my IAD involvement. Though some might question her answer when I asked her if it was okay for me to run for president, and she said, if it'll keep you out of the house more, yeah, go for it. I know you were kidding, Aggie. I really do. You see another trend here too? Also on the way of support, Cindy. What in God's name will this association be without Cindy? When I heard, Cindy might not be here, I went, what are you kidding me? Anyway, we're so glad you're here, Cindy. Jenny, you have been a pleasure to work with. I can't wait to work. Well, I don't know if I'll still be around, but if I am, I would love to work with you more. This association has just been incredible to me, incredible to National. But when it comes to support, I will mention National again. The management team of National, Beth Ann Masiello, the daughter of founder Joe Bigelow, or Bialoglo if you know how to pronounce it. David Bialoglo, Joe's son, and of course Ed Mucci Jr., son of Ed Mucci Sr. They have all been so supportive of me. It's been amazing. Eddie, having been president before me, was instrumental in my deciding to run, knowing I would always have his advice and counsel, as well as his full support and that plus. This may have been mentioned before, but some of you weren't here when it was mentioned by Gino, who did a wonderful job, and I'm going to repeat this. National has supported the IADD to such an incredible level from the very beginning. 2 founding members, countless years of board service, 1 President Award winner, 2 Peak Award winners, 1 Pillar Award winner, and as of tonight, 4 and 2 Lifetime Achievement Award winners, not to mention continual sponsorship. I am very proud of what National means to IADD and what IADD means to National. I mentioned this today at a presentation, and again, for those who weren't there, I want to repeat this. If I had one wish for our industry, it would be for us to be more open to trying new things. I have seen some very, very good products and ideas wither up the vine because trying new things. So if you get nothing from my speech, the next time somebody presents you something, give it a little extra thought as to whether it might not be worth a try. In closing, and sincerely hoping I haven't put anyone to sleep yet, I am so very happy and appreciative that my daughter Chelsea, my stepdaughter Ange, who's like a daughter to me, my brother Keith, and his beautiful wife Patty, and of course my lovely wife Agnes, are all here to share this once-in-a-lifetime, totally amazing night. I don't feel I can ever begin to adequately express the absolute joy, appreciation, and exhilaration that this award has given me. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
Thing to give to you. Oh, here. It's a scepter. No violence.
Hour 59 minutes.
All right. And people on the edge of their seats the entire time.
Had to hope it fall off.
You messed up the computer. Great, the
That
technology.
way about me.
Yeah.
Start all over.
Oh well. That's all right. So before I mean, we're going to continue on the evening. The DJ will be playing some music as well. Please, there's a photo booth in the corner. Please, everybody, take the opportunity to go take a picture. We want to be able to have a remembrance of all of you, and it's a lot of fun. There's some together with that, there's some fun things to that you'll be able to put on, and also like you to come up and congratulate our Lifetime Achievement Award winner. Thank you.